When you watched it at the premiere, what did you feel?
Well, I was terrified because we'd shown the film to maybe 15 people or 16 people. Suddenly it was like 3,500 people.
Yeah.
And it was just terrifying. It was terrifying.
You had your friends and family, I
Yes.
presume. What did they say? What did they feel like?
Well, I basically said to my mum, I really hope you cry in this, because she hasn't cried in any of the previous Star Wars. She cried so much after watching Ophelia that I actually couldn't believe what was going on. And last night I was looking at her in particularly sad moments, dry eyes. So then I just terrorised her all night and said she had a cold heart.
She got used to it.
Well, I don't know. She was basically like, well, I've seen everything in Ophelia. And I was like, Mum, this is sad. Heartless.
In this movie, how is the journey different to the previous two?
As a character, he's connected now with Daisy and John's characters, Ray and Finn. So they're going on an adventure together. So he's out of his little, box in space, and now he's out on the ground. And that was really fun, finding the dynamic between the three of us. That was a new challenge that I really loved.
Your characters, they destroy cities, planets, they're so evil. How do you prepare for such character? What goes through your mind?
I was given one rule: never smile. So that's
Were you actually told that?
basically, yeah.
Was it hard?
Yes.
On those sets, it is kind of hard, isn't it? Because all you want to do is look around and smile.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So like wide and wonder the whole time. But yeah, and because I basically was inspired by Peter Cushing, who played Tarkin in the earlier films. That gave me a very clear steer on how evil and awful I had to be. So, and I was inspired by him as well. Yeah, just death stare.
Oh, that's awful.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. When it's directed at you, it's quite, yeah.
Guys, your characters obviously are not human, but they're so relatable, it's so much fun. What makes them so human?
Well, there is, I think, within the audience a desire to, in the right circumstances, to put human qualities on. People have a pet dog and they go, oh, isn't he looking at me, he's saying this or that. And particularly with Chewbacca, it's the same thing. He was based on a dog.
The difference is not too much. It's just walking upright. That's the beauty of movies and storytelling. We put meaning into things, and that's a part of being a human.
You're helped by the script, you're helped by John Williams' music, and you're helped by brilliant acting. And in my case, George Lucas originally made 3PO with childlike qualities, so he doesn't mind saying he's afraid, and I think we should leave. And that is so relatable, because as adults we're taught to be brave and stoic. 3PO never was.
What are your favorite lines from the script by your characters?
What's your favorite line?
Wait, mine was.
Oh, yes, that made me laugh so much.
Please translate.
We need to go now.
Yeah.
It's getting too hot to handle.
Getting too much. My favorite line is a very simple one. We are doomed.
Мы не одиноки. За нами пойдут, если дать надежду.
Out of all the locations we filmed, which one was the most interesting or the most challenging for you?
Jordan was probably the most interesting and the most challenging, mostly because it was the most spectacular, location. It was where they filmed Lawrence of Arabia, Wadi Rum, just an incredible desert. And we had hundreds of people on camera, dressed in the alien costumes, and we had puppets, and we had droids, and we had creatures. And because of the location, you could sort of do this kind of, not 360, but like 15-degree
Panoramic, yeah.
And you were in Star Wars. It was really surreal.
Все твердят, что знают, что у меня в душе. И все ошибаются.
Я знаю.
I was blown away by the fight and the lightsabers with Kylo Ren. Could you talk about how was it filmed?
The thing that I like is at the end of the fight, you can really feel how tired we are. Because we did it in sequence, it took 6 days. It's not cold like Russian cold, but it was November. We were outside and we were being fired with water cannons. And Dom, who's our special effects supervisor, I kept saying, please, can you angle the cannon somewhere else? Because it would literally be like in my face. And last night he went, Days, I'm so sorry. And it was actually really sweet. After we finished the fight, they bought me socks because I was cold to my bones. It was pretty intense. We were very well looked after. The choreography was amazing. And you know, it's just something about that. Like, you'll be really cold and think, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And then you're getting ready to go, and just that adrenaline.
So you basically feel what the character's supposed to
Yeah, and I think the reaction on set was the biggest reaction I've seen, like immediately. And people were saying, oh my God, it looks amazing. And this was obviously before the effects and everything. So that is also good when you're doing something that people are immediately saying is like, this looks awesome.
Yeah. To me, it felt almost like he's the new Han Solo. Would you see the parallels between this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely some elements, you know, with Han Solo. I mean, Han Solo is such an iconic, incredible character that no one could ever try to do that again. But yeah, there's definitely in this one you get a few more elements of his background, and you realize that maybe he's not just the squeaky clean fighter pilot, but he's got a bit of a complicated past.
Was it hard to keep it a secret that you were cast?
Yeah, really hard, because I'm a blabbermouth, so
no, I can't believe it.
No, I never even told my wife or daughter the name of my character. That's how fearful I was of getting fired from the movie.
Between when you got it
Yeah.
and when they announced that you were in it, how long was in between those two things?
I think 8 months.
Oh my
So I found that really hard.
It's a torture.
And I played tennis with a guy who'd been up for my part. And he kept saying, I said, well, you know, what have you been doing? He said, well, I went up for this part, and so I don't know who got it. I don't know who's the person that got it. And I was like, serving across the court.
Yeah.
And when he finally found out, he stopped playing tennis with me.
Oh no!
Wow.
For a week.
That's so great.
Yeah, well, yes, fair enough. Not too bad.
Game, set, and match
Yeah.
to you. Immediately
Thank you.
in your head, you're like, I've got you.
Yeah.
Что ты делаешь, Трипио?
Хочу в последний раз взглянуть, сэр, на друзей.
Do you think there's a possibility for continuation of the saga?
I don't. I think this really is the end of the Skywalker saga. It really comes to a close here. And then I think there's more possibilities for different stories of different characters and different corners of the galaxies or new galaxies, but I think for the Skywalker saga, this really is the end.
Да пребудет с тобой сила.